Hey guys, here we are. EV Master Gaming back here again with more of the letter. Um, as you can tell, I'm not in my usual area. I'm laying in bed because my stomach's been killing me, and I don't feel like sitting in my closet, all claustrophobic and shit. Plus, the lighting out here is better, so you guys get to see me better. Yay! You can see my ugly ass. But anyway, we're gonna get right back into the letter. The letter. Okay. Before Rose could open her mouth for a retort, a hand laid both our shoulders, pulling us a distance closer. It's this douchebag. Gives my shoulder a gentle squeeze with an inscrutable smile spreads across his face. She's not happy. Pressure on my shoulder lifts as soon as those words leave his wife's lips, while the scowl on her face is like a splash of cold water on me. It's also impossible to miss the displeased frown on Miss McCullough's face. The realization that we might lose a sale because of my outburst instantly dawns on me. Rose will be beyond pissed. Damn it, Isabella, you dumb bitch. Bowing my head, I mutter a quick apology and gather my stuff to make a quick exit. Doesn't matter if this place is haunted or not. I've caused trouble, and Rose can be quite unforgiving of behavior like this. Almost at the door when she catches up to me. The apprehension must have been quite obvious on my face, because her expression instantly shifts to something gentler, eyes softer, a fond smile spreading on her lips. Pop them neck real quick. Sorry about that. She hesitates, completely trailing off before shifting her gaze down to her hands, a small gesture to stall. Her fingers are fiddling with a piece of folded paper. It says stupid letter again. My hands stiffen when she gives it back, but I take it nevertheless, more as an automatic response than any desire to have it back. I'll throw it away if I can. But I have this nagging feeling, one way or another, it'll find its way back to me regardless of what I do about it. My mind stops. Bitch. Still don't know why she's British. She clasps her hands in front of her, eyes pleading for understanding. And I do understand, to some extent. It doesn't mean I'll feel any less awful. Whether at myself, at the unlucky turn the situation has taken, or for her, I don't really know. Hey, you don't know what a noob is. Dumb broad. Fucking women. At the memory, we both burst into helpless giggles, earning us strange looks from the guests milling about the door. Talking and laughing like this, it's easy to forget any mishaps that happen. Little things you learn to appreciate, I guess. Still not okay with it, but Rose has a point. It's better for me to step out of this one for now. Bitch. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, sorry about that. Family fighting happens a lot. Okay, she's gone before I can voice one word of complaint. With nothing else to do, I find myself drifting back to the oh no. Few visitors linger in the area, some merely enjoying the afternoon sunlight streaming through the stained glass windows. Others can be seen admiring the priceless antiques decorating the room. One group of elderlies, gathered some ways across from me, is occupied in a friendly banter about which one would cost more to buy. A little argument here, and occasional laughter and teasing there. I smile to myself. The conversation reminds me of what I've been missing these past few months. Rose is probably right. I do need a break. Maybe this afternoon's hangout will help. Speaking of, I should call Ash. What's this guy again? A few hours early from what I've told him, but he did ask for a call once I'm done. Besides, I don't have a ride back. He offered, so I might as well take it. Or bribe him into giving me one. Not that I'll ever accept the latter, personal convictions and all. Honestly, if there's something I find admirable in him, despite his tendency to annoy the hell out of me, it's that. Well, whatever way works, a free ride is a free ride. A free ride is still a free ride. This is Rose's offer too, but despite what she says, I know she'll be busy for the rest of the afternoon, especially without me assisting. Bothering her for a favor as small as this is the last thing I would want to do right now. A couple of minutes and a few prayers asking for a decent signal later, the call finally connects, and what? I turned around the small crowd before zeroing on a lone figure crouched behind the same group of old people checking out the Deckers a minute ago. He's facing away from me, fumbling with something in his hands. But I don't need to see his face to know whose back it is. Oh, I'd recognize that dumb parka anywhere. Without bothering to end the call, I marched towards him. After what happened today, I'm really not in the mood to deal with this. What happens next is something I'll surely regret later not having recorded. That was. What was that? Yell, dude. He jumps, lets out an undignified yelp, and followed by his phone slipping out from his grip. Bounces from one hand to the other in his poor attempt to catch it, but ultimately falling flat on the floor with a resounding clack. I kind of feel sorry for the phone and the floor, but it's not every day you can catch something like someone like Ash off guard and get a reaction. Damn his stupid detective senses. I'll take every ounce of victory I can get, no matter how small. Ha! An awkward pause pauses between us. A blink, a cough. He makes a face, and then in two quick motions, he ducks and shoots his abused gadget while a grin threatens to break out from my lips. He doesn't meet my eyes when he straightens, but a flush has crept, has crept up his neck and cheeks. In another universe where we hadn't known each other for 5 years and suffering through his teasing isn't a day-to-day occurrence, chances are I'd find that adorable. Endearing, even. Unfortunately, this isn't that kind of world. The way things are, I'm already content to see him out of his obnoxiously calm and collected disposition. For a moment, he looks like a cat that swallowed a canary, suddenly checking every nook and cranny in his phone for any damage or scratches. Seems to be more interesting activity than explaining himself. He's messing with me. He chances a glimpse at some point behind me. The parlor? Curious, I follow his gaze before I can figure it out what has caught his attention. He places a hand on my shoulder and turns me back to face him. Still don't see how his work has anything to do with why he's here. It's gotta be one of the guests or something. Or maybe the house itself? The chick that's dead or whatever? I don't know. At my confused look, he drops the hand resting on my arm like he has touched something particularly hot and casually rubs the back of his neck. Hmm. Something must have shown in my face because he pauses and gives me a long, hard stare. Sometimes I forget how easy reading people is for Ash, given how he often looks as if everything around him is a chore. I avoid his eyes, hoping he'll drop the subject and won't ask any more questions. The last thing I want is to tell him what happened, especially the part about the letter. In fact, he's the last person on Earth I'll ever think about telling it to, if I can help it. Sure, he's a dependable guy. God knows how many times he's helped me, even without me asking for it. But stuff like ghosts and the supernatural, he'll never believe those, even if he hears it from a friend. Except maybe if it's Becca. On a good day, the most harmless thing he'll do is give you an explanation why those things have no chance of ever being real. At worst, he's insufferable. He'll poke fun at you every single chance he'll get. Asshole. What did I ever do to him? He never does that to Becca or Zach. I can already imagine how things will go down the moment I spill a word of what I saw. Nope, over my dead body. Before it catches attention, I shove the letter deep into my bag. So we're just leaving? Mm-mm. A rush of air greets me as soon as the main door opens. Not the usual autumn draft, but it's still a welcome change from the stifling atmosphere inside the mansion. Ash's footsteps are quick behind me, the soles of his shoes thumping hard against the polished concrete in an awkward cadence as he rushes to catch up. He calls out once, twice. The mansion still looms in the background. Whispers calling me back, shadows beckoning. Help me, help me. I don't look back. Oh, that's fucking creepy. We spend the ride back to Lux Point City in a relatively quiet manner, with only the radio's disjointed hum in the background to fill the silence. Occasionally, Ash will reach out to fiddle with it until the signal settles or it's on a respectable volume, but otherwise, he doesn't say anything. Neither do I. However, if the furtive glance he's been sending my way are signs, I know there's things he's been itching, itching to ask since we left the mansion. I should not have chosen a reading story. I keep my eyes trained on the passing scenery outside, in the small hope that my disinterest will dissuade him. All of a sudden, he tosses something at me from a small compartment on his side. Hits me cleanly on the chin before I can make a move to catch it. The small package makes a soft landing on my stocking's head. The glare I send him wipes the smirk about to form cleanly off his face. Clears his throat, focusing his eyes on the road again. I'm good at English, I promise. I swear he did that on purpose. Ignoring him, I flipped the half-forgotten package on my lap. I don't even get a chance to deny it because right on cue, my stomach rumbles loudly and an empty, gnawing feeling in my belly becomes noticeable. No surprise there. I did skip breakfast and lunch so I could catch Becca while she was on break. I was hoping to get a small meal after. I guess with everything going on, I just forgot until Ash mentioned it. It's not like the hollow feeling's new to me, though. If anything, it's just one of the things I've gotten used to ignoring over the years. Growing up. Thanks. Then I tear open the package and start nibbling on the edge of the bar. Apart from an acknowledging nod, Ash doesn't say anything after that. A small exchange. For that, I'm thankful. After getting an earful from both Becca and Rose, too much reading. After getting an earful from both Becca and Rose, it's nice to be able to sit down with someone who's not going to nag at you. He's not entirely wrong. Oh, man, I walked right into that one, didn't I? His answer is a small laugh, the kind that screams, I'm right, I told you so. I hate it when he does that. Provider didn't botch it with the rights. Ma'am Hannah, in particular, didn't look too pleased with what I did. What was that? There's a ding. What to do it? There's a ding. Ooh, relationship. Alright, we gotta move this. With Marianne. Guess. Okay. Not really a good place to have this camera, is there? Make it smaller, I guess. There. That might be a little bit. Yeah, it's a little better. So I can actually see everything. Okay. Journal. That's new. Alright. Okay. I owe Rose a big apology. Hope she likes free donuts. He meant that as a joke, but how close it is to the truth made my blood run cold and my own heart beat a heavy weight in my chest. All at once, the letter in my bag feels a whole lot heavier, burdened by my own guilt and apprehension. Can't answer that. At least, not without revealing everything that took place in the attic. Change subject. An over-exaggeration, but changing the subject to something else is still better than outright lying to him. Besides, it never works with him. I'm not sure if it's because I'm just bad at it or because he's really very good at his job. He doesn't answer immediately, only momentarily shifting a glance over me and returning it back to the road when he is to make a sharp. That was a bug. Make a sharp turn. Outside, the sun has already started its descent, casting a vibrant orange glow on the tall buildings. I wonder how long before we reach the venue for Zach's film. Checking the street signs outside, it appears Ash has taken the longer route. Odd. He's probably trying to avoid the rush hour traffic. That earns him a soft punch to his arm. I did laugh at them, but I'm not going to give him the satisfaction of knowing that I find most of them funny. It'll only make his head bigger. Stupid Ash. You count what's what he's been doing in the time we haven't seen each other. His usual work, the occasional small investigation, and the big case he's been stuck working on. Stuff he couldn't mention in the brief time we catch each other online. Although most of it are the trimmed down version, only things he can tell, he's always been careful about that, even in the way he spins his answers to my questions. Just enough to satisfy my curiosity, but not enough to paint the whole picture. At one point, his voice takes a strained tone when he mentions something about the big case, but I don't dwell on it much. That's normal, right? I mean, who wouldn't be frustrated if you couldn't bring someone to justice because they kept sliding out of your fingers? If I were in his shoes, I'd definitely lose my mind. His stories never cease to be entertaining, regardless. If things went the way they were back home, maybe I would have considered taking on the same job as him. Well, nope, not really. Mom would never allow that. But the idea is still there, along with the countless others I've let go. Time passes quickly between us in this manner, and before I know it, we're already at the movie house. Alright, guys, this is as good a place as any to end it. So, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and since this is apparently a thing YouTubers are doing now, hit that fucking bell. Ding, 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 bitches. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.